welcome back to my channel. Guys, so today I changed my background. I'm at the balcony, so if you hear some noises, I'm sorry for that. I was just trying to catch the light and it feels like I'm in the clouds, but trust me, I'm not, unfortunately. But anyway, so okay guys, so I missed you a lot, and it's so sad because I was gone for a couple of weeks because I had a writer's block kind of a thing, meaning that I had to make a video for you guys, and I really wanted to do that because I missed you guys and your reactions to my videos, and I really wanted to do something to create something for you. But then I was like, I'm out of ideas for some reason. I just started my channel, but I'm also out of ideas for some reason, so I was really sad about that, and I decided that I would create a poll like thing on my Insta stories and help you guys pick out the content yourself, because sometimes I think that this kind of a thing would be interesting for you guys, but at the same time, and then based on the votes, I realized that it wasn't that interesting. So I decided to come up with a couple of ideas and let you guys decide what you would be interested to watch. And so this is the video that came out of all of you guys' like votes. So I'm gonna talk about the writings and what they are about, my own writings. I'm not gonna talk about all of them because first of all, I'm short on time, and second of all, I think that my previous videos were very long, and I think that's part of the reason why my votes started decreasing. My views started decreasing. So with time, if I see that you're interested, I'm gonna do another video on this, and I'm gonna make it longer if you want to. So sometimes why I decided that this would be an interesting topic to talk about is that sometimes you realize that you are reading a book, you're reading quotes and poems, or you're listening to music, and you don't really know what those songs and poems and books are about. Yeah, technically you get the idea that it was, for example, story of a heartbreak, or about someone's love interest or one-sided crush, or whatever it is, but at the same time you don't kind of get to hear about that from the writer or the creator himself or herself. So I thought that this would be an interesting thing to talk about, like for example, to discuss some of my writings and let you guys know what they are about, what I usually write about. And I don't know, I would be interested to watch this kind of a video from one of the creators that I'm following on Instagram. So here you go. I'm gonna also, you're gonna see either on this or on this side the poem that I'm talking about, or I don't know, in a way I'll edit it and see how it goes, but you'll see the poem I'm talking about. So first of all, there are times where I really write from my own perspective and experience, some things that are happening to me at the moment, or some things that really touched my soul. Like for example, I want to talk about that because at that moment I'm feeling that particular thing. And an example of that is this poem of mine, which is, I know my dreams are very close, I just need to work and believe a little more. There, at that moment, this was like literally about myself, because at that moment I was in kind of a situation where I'm totally working towards my dreams. I want to be a writer. I'm taking editing courses because first of all, I want to become an editor before becoming a writer myself. And okay, so I'm taking the courses, I'm writing books on my own, I'm posting my poetry and quotes, I have a blog through which I'm getting your feedback and reactions and understanding of what the general audience usually likes and wants to read, wants to watch. So literally I'm almost doing everything that I can, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm close. I'm sorry for the background noise, I'm really sorry about that. So I'm really doing whatever I can to be able to reach my dreams, but at the same time they seem so far away that it kind of makes me sad sometimes. And so that's what it's generally about. There are also cases where I got inspired by a song by Sam Smith, and I started feeling that song so much that I knew that I had to write about it, which was To Die For by Sam Smith. And there's this part where in the beginning he's like, I love you, or I don't remember how it goes exactly, but then the person says, does that scare you? And I was like, oh my god, like when somebody loves you, that really can scare you, and that's so true. Like, for example, that person can love you so much that it scares you. It scares you because you don't know whether you can reciprocate that love. You don't know whether that love is going to last or not, or many other questions that could just come up in your mind, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so scared. So I knew that I had to write about that, and that was kind of about a song that I listened to. There's this also another poem that I wrote because I was inspired by one of the K-dramas that I was watching at the time. So I'm not going to read all of it because it's going to take so much time, but it's like I'm talking about how I would want to see what's happening inside of a person's mind and heart whenever that person loves you or has some feelings towards you. Because in this K-drama of mine, it's called Yumi Cells. I don't know whether you've watched it or not. So I'm watching that at the moment because it's an ongoing drama. So in that drama, you get to see the main characters is inside, like what's happening. The both characters have their own like cells for each and every emotion, and whenever something happens, you see how the logic of the emotion goes. Like, for example, why this person is getting pissed, or why does this matter, why does the person feel lonely at that particular time. So I was really interested to know like what it would be like to be able to see that kind of a thing in a person. Like, for example, imagine you like somebody and then you are able to see their cells and see how they analyze those emotions and thoughts and whatever you tell them, and that would make things so much easier because you would understand them better and easier, in my opinion. So I was like, no, I have to write about that. That's that. There's also this case where I got kind of inspired, and I also wrote about one of a situation, an emotional kind of a thing that one of my closest people was going through. Is that when you love somebody and that person kind of doesn't love you back, and then it makes you really sad because your love is not reciprocated. You understand that you really feel so much love for that person, but at the same time you feel sadness because that love isn't reciprocated. So this poem is about that situation, about one of the people close to me, which is, you can't unfeel what you feel, just feel it for whatever period of time you need to feel, and then let it go. Like, for example, and I was both about the love and the sadness, and you decide which one to let go of in the future. But sometimes we have to understand that we have to let our heart free and just let the heart decide whatever it wants and whatever it thinks that it's right for yourself. Because like, for example, imagine that you love a person and it's not an emotion which you can like this get rid of. It's not an instant thing. So you fell for that person after a long time, and then you've loved that person for such a long time, and now it's not like you can stop loving that person just because somebody told you to. So what I'm trying to say is, just feel that emotion for whatever time you need to feel it for, and then just let it go of either the sadness and just love that person for like the amount of time that you want to or you need to, or let go of the love and finally set yourself free and just live comfortably and conveniently. So that's what it is about one of my closest people. And the last one that I have for today, probably, yeah, this is the last one that I have for today, which is I love the way you look at me before coming closer to kiss me. This is a quote that I got inspired by watching a couple of movies and a couple of edits of the series that I've watched. One of those was the Vampire Diaries. If you are very attentive, you'll notice that there's this I don't know, when people are really in love with each other, there's this particular way of looking at that person. First of all, just in general, they're looking at you that way no matter what you do. Like, you can do the simplest thing, like, you know, I don't know, dance, or you can say the simplest thing, you can do the simplest thing, and that person is looking at you the way that you've never been looked at. And that's what, in my opinion, is the ideal way of being loved, is that when a person looks at you the way that you're the most special person in the world, the most unique person in the world, and generally the best person in the world, you know what I mean? And you're the one, and that person doesn't see anyone else. So that's one. And also the second part is that when that person wants to kiss you, the way they look at you, the way the intimacy, the emotion, the passion, and at the same time it's so pure and so fragile, so vulnerable. I don't know, I see all of those emotions when I see truly in love couples look at each other before getting to kiss each other. And that's also one of the inspirations for this quote was when I watched an edit by Vampire Diaries, and then when I see how Damon looks at Elena before, after kissing her, that is the feeling and the moment I decided to write about. So generally speaking, I write about a lot of things, I get inspired by a lot of things, and my experiences, the experiences of the closest people of mine, about series, songs, K-dramas, books also. I didn't have an example here, but I usually do have those examples. So my poems are usually about all of those things, like one or the other, or a couple of them at the same time. And I hope that this video was interesting for you, and you got a little bit of an understanding what I usually write about, what inspires me, and what are my quotes and poems about, what makes me feel like motivated and inspired to write. If you have any questions, please comment below, and please put a thumbs up so that I know that it was interesting for you guys and that you would love to see other videos on this kind of stuff. And also please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be able to always get the notification that a new video is up, and that would mean the world to me. I really love making these videos for you and knowing that there are people who are genuinely interested in my life, and not only my life but my writing in general and the process of writing. So that means the world to me. If you're already here and you've watched the video till this moment, it means the world to me. And thank you very much. I love you guys. Sending you kisses and hugs. Please be positive, be happy, smile, and till the next time.